If you didn't already know from the random edit, I really like F1. It goes hard. I thought it'd be Brad Pitt driving in circles for 2 hours, but no, this movie actually slaps. It's gripping, doesn't waste your time, and it's not trying to push some political message. It just wants you to have a good time. So in this video, I'm going to break down why I like F1 and why even if you think you don't like racing, you'll probably still find this movie pretty entertaining. So right off the bat, if you liked Top Gun Maverick, all the $1 billion worth of you out there, you are gonna love F1. It's by the same director and has a lot of similar story beats, comeback story of an old mentor, and personal redemption. So stuff like both Maverick and Sonny Hayes are experienced, past their prime figures who are called back into action, and then Maverick guides a younger generation of pilots, so Sonny becomes part mentor and part rival to the younger racer, Joshua Pierce. And in both films, it revolves around a team facing big odds. And then the protagonists are dealing with past failures and seeking to prove themselves again. You get the gist. F1 is engaging all the way, not like most of the recent movies. Take, for example, Ballerina, which also came out this year. The opening scene has a lot of gunfire and loud noises, but my husband, he actually fell asleep during that sequence. Yeah, you heard that right. He fell asleep. There was no high-stakes pacing, no tight editing, a lot of common sense flaws that take you out of the moment or scene completely. The type of issues that screams, clearly, don't even stick to your own rules, or why should the audience care? Type of stuff. Now, circling back to the editing, what happened to the art of good, tight editing in movies? You know, the kind where every scene actually pushes the story forward instead of feeling like a checklist of, and then this happened, and then this happens. That kind of bloated, aimless pacing that is exactly why so many movies these days feel way longer than they actually are. So again, coming back to Ballerina and F1. Ballerina is 2 hours and 5 minutes and F1 is actually 2 hours and 35 minutes. So on paper, F1 is the much longer film. But for F1, I was locked in the entire time. I never felt the length. Meanwhile, Ballerina lost me in the first 15 minutes. So it's not really about the runtime. A long movie can feel short and a short movie can feel like an absolute punishment. So what matters is whether the material is engaging enough to justify every minute it's asking for, and F1 absolutely earns that runtime. I also need to mention how I absolutely love the character development and how the character relationships are written. None of that racially or gender-charged bullshit. None of that I'm better than you because I'm a woman or because I'm a certain race that is plaguing so much of modern media now. There's a part where Kate tells Sonny it's a team sport and he has enough experience to recognize and acknowledge that she's right, and he's humble enough to take that on board. It's mutual respect, and honestly, that makes their chemistry hit way harder. It shows what a healthy male-female working relationship can look like. Nobody's superior, nobody's sidelined. They both bring something valuable to the table, and together they push the team forward. I really like that. And that bathtub scene with Brad Pitt, yeah, I like that too. Also, can I say Brad Pitt is so hot? Bring Dills back. I like that it shows the older guy still being able to get the girl. And on the other hand, you've got the younger driver, Joshua Pierce, the rookie who starts off cocky and the kind of character you love to hate. What I love is that the movie actually gives him an arc, a real arc. At some point, he messes up. He slowly but surely realizes he was in the wrong for not listening to Sonny's advice, and he actually admits and accepts that. I love that the editing supports this slow realization as well, giving him the space and time in the movie for this character growth and doesn't feel rushed or sudden. It just shows real character development. Not the whiny, I've always been perfect from the start, it's just society and racism putting me down, victim mentality. It's the tried and tested hero's journey, making mistakes, learning, growing, becoming a character you actually root for by the end. And the best part is he still retains that cocky attitude that becomes endearing instead. The other thing I wanted to mention is the clothing and the hairstyling in this movie. The tight, form-fitting clothing showing off all the characters' physiques. And those suits they have Ruben in, like, who doesn't like a nice suit? Even the lady investor at the end has a striking enough hairstyle to tell her apart from the other characters. You know she is someone important. And Peter having the most bland, hippie, lackadaisical look is like a good character design in video games. You can tell instantly what the character is about by the way they dress. When I was a kid, I used to watch motorcycle racing. I didn't know what was going on, but I remember loving how animated the commentators were, how the racers would move up the leaderboards, how you'll never know what might happen during the race. And I really feel F1 captures that wonder and excitement perfectly. So yeah, honestly, I love F1. It's just such a blast, fun, fast, and way more engaging than I expected. It just wants you to have a good time and it totally delivers. If you're into racing, you'll obviously love it. And even if you aren't, it's still a well-made and well put together film that doesn't waste your time. I definitely recommend giving it a watch. It's the kind of movie that reminds you movies were made to give you that escapism. Let me know down in the comments if you've watched F1 as well, which parts did you like the most, and did you catch it in the theaters or on Apple TV? And if you like what I do leave a comment, like, subscribe, anything that helps the channel grow, and I appreciate you sticking to the end.